Hi, my name is Amity Gilmour and welcome to Gilmour Chats. This is a little bit of a different video and I thought that we would sit down and basically talk about a bunch of different things. It's a new series I guess I'm looking at doing, and the thing that I want to talk about is choosing to be an overcomer in a world full of victims. So before we get into it, let's go grab a coffee, grab a drink, and let's come back in our comfy jammies. These are the jammies I'm wearing today, and have a nice little chat.
I try my best, I do my head, get out the door. Yeah, when I'm home, I'm lying on the bathroom floor. If you saw my pain, would you love me?
I am back. I made a hot chocolate for the drink today. Comment down below what drink you're having. This tastes so good. A couple of weeks ago, I did a video explaining why I've been a bit silent about my condition. For those of you who don't know, I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which comes along with a whole bunch of other things like gastroparesis, intestinal pseudo-obstruction, and a whole heap more. But that is not who I am. I am a singer-songwriter who is based in Sydney, Australia, and I love writing music and releasing songs. I've released 3 songs now, which is crazy, and I do so all with battling with my illness. I have done countless amounts of releases in hospital, countless amounts of hospital time, but I also am able to live my life to the fullest to an extent. I am not good at it 100%. No one is. We're all working all this out and figuring it out as we go along. My health has been really sucky at the moment, but that's why I decided I want to sit down and chat with you guys, because there is a lot to be said for how overcoming and striving for more can help you when you yourself are struggling to find purpose after being diagnosed with something like Ehlers-Danlos syndrome or any condition, whether it be physical or mental, that you are struggling with. So let's get into it. So TikTok or SickTube or whatever you want to call it, it's a big thing at the moment. There's a lot of people online. There's a lot of misinformation being flown around as well. A lot of people saying that if you can do certain things, it means you have certain conditions. Sorry, I am struggling with an infection at the moment, so I may cough for a bit. Please mind that. I've picked up something in the hospital. So on TikTok, there is this big emphasis, or should I say TikTok, because it's a portion of TikTok, on the extremes and showing people the shock factor. Oh my goodness, I am this sick and I'm that sick. And then it becomes this sick Olympics where everybody is competing to try and be the sickest, and people feel invalidated if they're not sick enough. And then people feel like those of us who choose to do things regardless of our sickness may be part of toxic positivity. But the thing is, I am a positive person, yes, but I am also honest. I don't shy away from telling you guys about the hard things. I just did 2 full videos before this showing you how hard my life has been right now. It has been extremely difficult. My health is not good, and I am really suffering in many ways. And so I don't think I'm sugarcoating anything. I, for a time, thought maybe I was, but there is a difference between being positive and encouraging those who live with chronic illness or who are first being diagnosed that they can still live a life that they're proud of. It's just gonna look different. It's gonna look really different. When I was first diagnosed, I scoured the internet to find any sense of information to what my life was going to look like, and it looked bleak. Everything I saw was just hospital after hospital visit, and it's not wrong, especially this year. I have mainly been in hospital more than it feels like I've been in hospital more than I haven't. It's probably been equal 50. But I think what I have noticed is that the good times and the beauty and the fun isn't shown. And I understand why it's not shown, because no one wants to see that. It doesn't give a wow factor. People want to see the extreme, and there's this unhealthy obsession with wanting to be looking at the extreme options, and it is unhealthy. And I'm just here to break down the barriers, and I really want people to understand that they can do amazing things regardless. Just wait, I need to go find a charger for my camera because it's about to die. We don't want a camera funeral right now. Oh, I think we had a funeral for my phone last video. We're not doing this for my camera. So I'm just gonna move this for a second and just like plug you guys in. Is that gonna charge? I don't even know. Sorry for the chaos. Please charge. Hello, I think I have sorted out. Let me just reframe this. Hello. I'm gonna pop this down here. So as I've said, there is an unhealthy obsession with people wanting the extreme side, and it's not healthy. I don't know why it is that people are so interested in seeing the extreme, but it definitely is something that people gravitate to. The reason I'm saying there is this obsessive nature towards the extreme is because I personally have seen this as a result of my own content and what content is more liked and what isn't more liked. It's hard when you want to put out content that shows different parts of you, and it's hard because the content that seems to get all of the attention is all the content that is about being sick or in the hospital, where that's only part of my life. It's a big part of my life, but it's not who I am. And I think that's something that's really important, and I think people really need to understand that we are so much more than our illness, and that's where this whole thing comes in of being an overcomer rather than a victim. Now, you've seen all the TikTok trends that prompts for people to tell their story. However, I find that a lot of those trends take a victim look at it. An example of this kind of trend is a trend that came on where the caption said, "You're funny," and then there was another thing like, "Thanks, blah, 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 blah." And all I couldn't notice but see that everyone was framing it from a victim point of view. Everyone, it seemed to be putting their identity in what they've been through rather than what they've actually been able to achieve despite that. And I think as a society, we've gone from having people online be very unrealistic and unrealistic body expectations, which is not healthy at all, but we've kind of swung the opposite way, and now we're like, we don't want perfection, which is good. We shouldn't want perfection, but at the same time, we're kind of looking for disaster. That's what we want. We want tragedy. We want something like that. And as someone myself who has been through so much, and I know there's a lot of people on my channel who have as well, it's not an easy thing to go through. And it's hard seeing this content after content where people are using what they've been through to be trapped in being a victim to that, rather than being like, this is what I've been through and this is what I go through, but look at all the beauty that I've made from it, look at the beauty that's come from it. And I think the accounts that are able to share their story in a way that really inspires people is actually not these cheap little trends saying, "Thanks, this happened to me," and then that's it. It's people who have been able to do something with that pain and make something beautiful. And this looks different for everyone. For some people, it means going on to win trophies and world champions or being really good at athletic people. For some people, it looks like being a singer and releasing music. That's what it looks like for me. Writing songs that relate to people, songs that talk about the struggle that I've gone through and how I've been able to make art out of that and beauty that comes from that. And some people do it through literal art like painting, or some people do it through the craft they're able to do at home. And I'm not talking about sharing it all for everyone to see, because that's not what all of us want. Not all of us are want to be in the public eye. I have a YouTube channel and I have quite a few subscribers, so for me, I do have a small crowd of people who are interested. But if you're someone that doesn't want to share that with a whole heap of people on YouTube, great. Honestly, I actually prefer that most people probably did that because this is a tough gig. I love doing this, but also you put yourself out for so much criticism and it's so difficult. And everyone wants to know your business. What I'm saying, I guess, is it doesn't mean publicizing what you've been through to hundreds or thousands of people online or wherever. It also means being able to shine through what you've been through and make something beautiful for the people closest to you and around you. So if you're introverted and you have no desire to be online and share your business, then that art comes even more beautifully through the relationships you have, the connections you have with people, the people you're able to spend time with and touch and be able to create an encouraging relationship with people. And I think that is such a beautiful thing. Everyone has something to give to the world and they do it in so many different ways. I think that is so beautiful. And some people, it's like what I'm doing on a camera to a couple hundred people, and then for other people it looks like just being a light and sharing their joy through their pain with their best friend or with their family or with their children. Like if you're a mother, and that's such a beautiful gift as well. I have beautiful friends who are now in motherhood, which is so beautiful to see. And that is such a big influence you have on tiny humans as well. I think what I'm trying to say is we can try really hard to try and, I guess, be trapped in, this is what I've gone through and everything I am is based in what I've been through. And I think when you get trapped in that, it's not very helpful, it's not healthy either, because you tend to see the world in a way that is hard and dark. And of course you see the world that way because what you've been through was hard and dark. And if that's all, that is your only lens for seeing the world, of course it's going to be difficult. So there is so much more to a person than just being what you've been through. I think the beauty comes when you're able to take what you've been through and you're able to use it to create art from it, and art that uplifts and that you're a better person for it. Because when you go through struggles, there's two ways you can deal with it. One way is you can be bitter or you can be better. So bitterness, it's a lot of what we're seeing online, and I am guilty of this too. Sometimes I am so bitter about what I've been through in the past, and I am going through a phase in the moment where I'm praying through past experiences and wrongs and things that were done to me and that weren't just, and I have anger against that. And there's nothing wrong with having anger, but that anger then becomes this bitterness and this, I want to see revenge. And I'm praying through that right now. I'm really struggling with that because that's something that I myself am really struggling with, and I really need to like pull back on, because bitterness is ugly and it's poison and it's toxic. And so I think that's something I really want to share with everyone, is you can be bitter or you can be better. And what I mean, better looks different for everyone. And for me, I'm starting to realize that my illness is hard. Obviously, it's not easy, it's difficult, it's getting worse every year. And the beauty though of it is I'm able to then take what I've been through and I'm able to, what a friend of mine said is, suffer well. And when you suffer well, you are able to be joyful. You are able to, and joyful, by the way, is not happy. It's not the same thing. Joyfulness is a choice. Happiness is circumstantial. You cannot be happy all the time. Joy is finding joy in things that are good when everything else around you isn't necessarily good. It can be terrible, it can be bad. Happiness is circumstantial and joy is a choice. It is a choice, and it's a difficult one to make, but it's one you have to make every single day. And that doesn't mean you can't feel pain, you can't feel sorrow, and you can't have a cry, because as I released a song that just says cry, it literally is called Cry, and it's about it's okay to cry, because that is such a big important thing of expressing those emotions. But I think the beauty that comes from pain is what we should strive for, whatever that beauty looks like. For me, I'm a Christian and not everyone here is, but as an example of what it looks like in my life, I'm able to look to Christ, and that gives me joy because I know that he loves me regardless, and I know that he can take all of my pain and he can turn it into something that I can't do or no one else can do themselves, and turn it into something beautiful. And I think that that's what I find joy in. I find joy in the fact that God's able to use my pain to then help me write the songs that I do and share them with you guys, and you guys are able to listen to these songs and connect, and you're able to hear these songs and you're able to be like, oh wow, this really speaks to me. And I really love that. I love the way God is able to use me and my experiences to touch other people through a medium that we all enjoy. We all enjoy music. Music is so cool, but then there is also other mediums that we all enjoy as aspects as well. If sport is your thing and you want to run that, I don't know, that marathon, and that's the way you do it, and that is beautiful too. Like, there are so many ways God can use you, and whatever that is, it's between you and God and it's personal. And I think what I want to share is that pain is it is tough, and it is okay to feel angry, and it is okay to feel upset, but once it turns bitter, it's very hard to come back from, and it's a lot of hard work. You can come back from that, but it's a lot of hard work because I'm going through it right now. I'm going through the hard work and I'm praying through it, and I'm trying to release that bitterness against people who wronged me in the past, and I'm trying really hard to release that, but it's hard, and I know it's hard. So if you can stop it where it's at, then that's great, because it's easier than having to work through years and years and years and years, decades of bitterness. I guess what I'm saying is TikTok wants us to be defined by what we've been through, but that always ends with us feeling even worse than before. I think we should be defined by so much more than that. For me, yes, I suffer with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Yes, I'm in hospital a lot. But the beauty that comes from what I've been through, I've been able to write songs, like I said, and I think that's the part that's beautiful. The part of me that loves to surf, loves the ocean, and loves music and everything else, that is the part of me, the positive part of me that is such a big part of me as well. We're multi-dimensional human beings. We're not just this 2D cartoon person that just has one layer to them and it's so cliche and there's nothing really deep to it. We are so deeply complicated and we have so much to us, and just to be defined by one aspect of our life, even by an aspect that's not positive, an aspect that is a really deep struggle with us. And I think my struggles themselves have beauty within them. I don't think my struggles are beautiful, I think they're ugly, but I think they have beauty within them, and there is so much that can come from them. And I think that's what I want to share with this, because I feel like I'm just gonna have a sip because I'm coughing huge. I guess what I'm saying is TikTok is not a healthy place. Everyone is competing to be a victim of something. Everyone's competing to see who is the most victimized individual, and it's not healthy, because I think there is so much beauty beyond what we've been through, and to only be defined by the pain is to completely dismiss the beauty that comes from our pain and to completely miss the art that can come from that. Anyway, that's enough. I feel like I'm rambling on now, so I thought I'd just leave that there. I guess what I want to encourage you guys is you are more than your illness. You are more than the pain you've been through. You are more than that thing that happened to you. You are so much more, and you have so much more to give than that. But what you have been through is an individual experience that is not fully wasted. You can use that experience to create something beautiful that can touch other people's lives. So anyway, I guess that's what I was going to say. But anyway, I hope this was encouraging. Let me know if you like this style of video, this sit down and talk video. I am starting to just not feel like I want to vlog for a bit again, so we'll see what happens. But I think for me, I've come to this crossroads where I'm just like, how do I want to do my YouTube videos? And I come to this crossroads a bit lately, but vlogging takes so much energy and I just don't know if I have that in me at the moment, health-wise and mental-wise as well. Mentally, there's a lot going on and I just don't have the brain to be able to do it all. But let me know what you think about these videos. If you liked it, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. And if you liked it even more, don't forget to click that subscribe button. You can also follow me over my Instagram at Gilmour. Love you guys. God bless.
I've been waiting on a miracle, but then it's something cynical. And I've been told the pain is on me. But what if pain is just a part of life and not as me because it's right? But yeah, go see